Hi, my name is Natalie Harvey. Today I'm going to be talking about the global water supply. This is a lot within 5 minutes, so if there's any questions, I will be happy to answer them. I have a lot more information than what I can talk about in this video. So, some objectives of this video are going to be global water distribution, water pollution, water scarcity, and what you can do. So, where Earth's water is at, we have 2.5% that's fresh water, and around 97% is other saline water and ocean, so that's not drinkable. So if we take the fresh water, the only fresh water that's really usable is groundwater and lakes, swamps and marshes, as well as rivers. However, groundwater is only really accessible through wells, pump systems, and if you don't have the money to dig a well or don't have the money for a pump system like a lot of places around the world, or you don't have groundwater below you, you don't have it. And lakes, rivers, swamps, and marshes, you then have to filter the water through all kinds of processes. Different cultures do different things for that. So water pollution, who's doing it? Industrialists. So they do it through release of chemicals and dyes into waters. Agriculture does it through pesticide releases, through overuse of water, and animal feces, which is not good. And governments, speaking of feces again, um, a lot of improper waste management. So there's a lot of fecal matter being put into water. So effective industrialized water pollution is dyes are leaked in water as well as chemicals. Wildlife are disrupted, food chains are disrupted, and this causes over 1 million human deaths annually. So yeah, not good. Then we have agriculture. So high levels of nitrate are leaked into groundwater, and this exceeds limits set by the WHO in 50 countries. 70% of groundwater pollution is from agriculture. Not good. And human health and environmental damages are caused by the governments all over the globe. 1.8 billion 1.8 billion people worldwide drink water contaminated with municipal sewage. Not good. And where are these issues seen? Globally. So, in some way, somehow, you are likely being affected by these problems. Next, we have pollution prevention. So, there have been some things such as wastewater treatment done for human biological waste, all kinds of stuff like that, or if people are throwing food in their garbage disposals, whatnot, and it goes wherever. Watershed management. So, the picture back there is an example of what could be considered a watershed. It leads into a bigger river system. So, like, I don't know where this one is, but yeah. Rainwater harvesting and treatment. A lot of people do this individually, as well as the watershed management. Not to backtrack, but it's a very localized. The rainwater, the watershed management, and then even the next thing, localized water monitoring is also a local thing. A lot of these are just local small groups, and to easily prevent pollution, we can also put regulations on the output from industries. And it seems easy, but we have not, as a human race, done this because all this stuff has to be done on a global scale. Everyone has to be doing it to actually make a difference. And that's not happening. Like I said, it's only local groups, or it might be one country and not another. So this causes a lot of problems, and we're not really seeing a ton of progress because not everyone is doing this. This needs to be a collective effort. Then we have water scarcity. So half of the population faces water scarcity for at least part of the year. And I have it here somewhere. I think, oh, it's down at the bottom. By 2040, 2/3 of the population will be living in water scarce conditions. So if you don't face water scarcity now, you probably might in the future. 2 million people are living in water stressed countries. I don't know why that got cut off. Primarily, water stressed countries are in the Middle East and North Africa. So if you think of that geographical location, you can kind of get an idea of what countries I'm talking about. 4 billion people are affected globally for at least 1 month throughout the year. So, for example, like someone who might be living in an environment like, I don't know, Australia, they might see periods of drought occasionally for a month a year, even Pennsylvania, where I live. You have a occasionally there will be periods of drought, and you kind of can't do much, and that's a month of the year where you're living in a water scarce condition. Not every year in Pennsylvania, but some places you see that. So some solutions to scarcity are reduction in pollution, like was stated before. Some missionary groups will provide drinking water to water-stressed countries, appropriate water utilization, reduction of misuse, so using your water the right way, conservation, groundwater recharge, and reverse osmosis, which is basically just water purification. So, some action you can take. So this kind of goes, I can't backtrack. That's great. Um, it kind of goes back to using your water appropriately. You can create rainwater collection systems. There are a lot of different kinds, as well as through bin compost systems. There are also a lot of different kinds. So that'll give you like fertilizer and all kinds of stuff for plants and whatnot. And you get a little water out of the 3-bin compost system, so that's why I put it there. But those two, you can find a lot of information online, YouTube videos, so you can find different ones to make. Make sure you turn off your faucets when you're not using them. Limit shower times. You don't need an hour-long shower. Fix your leaky pipes and faucets. You don't need water dripping everywhere. 1, it's not good for your house, and 2, it's not good for the global water supply. Use water-efficient products and appliances, as well as raise awareness and educate others. And here are my sources. Thank you for watching.